Hello everyone, welcome to Flash Flick Reviews. This is Advait here and I've just watched Bhuj the Pride of India, which is streaming on Hotstar. It is set during the Indo-Pak War of 1971 when the Pakistani air troops bombed down the Bhuj air base in India. It is up to squadron leader Vijay Karnik to now reconstruct the base in an almost impossible mission. I thought Bhuj was disappointing. I was looking forward to this movie. I was not having very high expectations, but still, I was interested to see what the true story was. And this film was disappointing. But first, let me talk about the things that did work. I thought the acting was fine. Ajay, Devgan, Sanjay, Dutt, Sonakshi, Sinha among others are all fine in the movie. They're good enough. The last 20 to 30 minutes are well shot. I liked the way they took forward the story from there. I liked the way it ended. Despite the final sequence being slightly exaggerated, I still thought it was well done. And also the general story of this, the basic story, it's actually quite interesting and inspiring. But the problem arises with the execution, the way they executed the story. It does this weird thing where it constantly keeps changing time zones. I mean, it opens up with the attack on the Bhuj airbase and then it goes back a few weeks and then it goes back a few days and then it comes back to the present and it keeps shifting these time zones so much that it almost became a headache for me to catch up with what was happening. It was so confusingly told that I was having a hard time keeping up, and not in the good way, not in the way that this movie challenges you to stay focused, not in that way. It just was so messy and disjointed and uneven. The way it starts off in the first half, it was very weird. It's a very weird choice to tell such a story in that non-linear fashion of going back and forth and between these events. It just didn't work for me. And the major story actually starts in the last 30 minutes. That is what the entire movie was supposed to be. It really takes a long time to reach that point, and by that time, it definitely feels exhausting. And also the VFX, especially in the first half, their VFX of these fighter planes, going against each other, that was not good. It feels like I was watching a video game. Honestly, the VFX were not good at all. I mean, it's so confusingly done. Like when you look at these sequences, you have absolutely no idea. And mark my words, you will have no idea what's going on. Like someone shoots at someone and someone falls down. Like I had no idea what is going on. I just had no clue. And the VFX were bad. They should honestly have utilized better ways to do that, and that was definitely disappointing. I've already talked about the non-linear structure, which is so weird a choice for a movie like this. And a movie like this with a story that is so interesting. I mean, reconstructing an entire airbase within days. I mean, that is almost an impossible task. And such a movie should have been so inspirational, so engaging and so interesting. But Bhuj unfortunately isn't. But I would say the intentions are honest. I would say the director and the filmmakers had honest intentions to put forward the story in a way that was patriotic and that was inspiring. But the way it was executed just takes all of that away. And I think this movie is a case of a film where the actual story is more interesting and better than the film we see. The final 30 minutes are fine, well shot, and are definitely better than the previous part of the movie. But you have to sit through almost an hour 15 minutes to reach that point, and it's definitely exhausting. I expected a lot more from Bhuj. It's just very poorly executed, and the potential was there. I mean, with such a story, you could have made an amazing film. The potential definitely exists, but the way they chose to do certain things, the way they went about it, it just wasn't that great. With all of that said, I'm going to give Bhuj, the Pride of India, a C+. I will be generous and give it a 6 out of 10 on the entertainment scale because a few moments felt honest and were good enough, but overall it doesn't work. So that's what I thought about Bhuj, the Pride of India. Comment down below what you guys thought about it. I think it's going to be interesting. Some people might like this movie more than I did. But let's see, put down in the comments. And if you did enjoy the video, if you liked it, then do give it a like, share it with your friends and family, consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you again.